Hi, my name is Richard Bilderbeek and I will give this presentation called ELIXIR Evaluation. And this is the working title of a paper where we not directly evaluate the ELIXIR evaluation. Instead, this presentation is more about a sub-question of that paper. It's called Step 1. It's part of an experiment, and I'll mostly discuss the experiment, how to not exactly evaluate the ELIXIR evaluation. The goal of this part of this experiment is to conclude as a group, transparently, using informed decisions, to conclude evaluation questions that we think are useful for assessing the course quality. We're all teachers. We want to assess the quality of our course. Which evaluation questions should we ask to our course participants? This all started with me asking the questions, how are the evaluations evaluated? Like some people, they care about, they evaluate things all the time. Why do we do it? To improve things. For this presentation, I'll be when I say evaluations, this means the ELIXIR short-term form. That's a set of evaluation questions. And I mostly only mention, it's only about the mandatory questions at the quality metrics section. So that's questions 5 to and including 9. Those are 5 questions to assess course quality. And ELIXIR has such a short-term form. And NBIS uses that, but add some additional questions that they think are useful. And course leaders for NBIS are free to add more questions, but these quality metrics by ELIXIR are mandatory, so they are always added. And are these questions evaluated? How are they evaluated? Well, why do we want to evaluate those questions again? Well, to find out if we can do better. Maybe the existing set of questions is perfect and we conclude that we could not do better. But maybe we can do better. And that's a conclusion that can be drawn from this experiment. Like we know that 16,000 course participants have filled in this survey, these evaluation questions. Was it worth their time? Was it worth our time? Are these questions useful enough to assess course quality, which is the goal of all those questions? So, answering the question, can we do better? The answer is already yes, we can do better. Because the current evaluation questions were not concluded in a transparent way. You can take a look at the paper that I'm writing. It shows you the history of how those questions came to be and which criteria they've used to arrive at the questions we're using today. It's not transparent. This experiment will for sure be transparent. So already there we do one bit better. Maybe we arrive at exactly the same questions, but we did so in a completely transparent way. So yes, we can already do better, whatever questions we arrive at. And the procedure is as follows. So we're going to conclude our favorite survey questions, the questions we will ask to all our students to assess our course quality. And we will do this transparently. Like this will already make it better than our existing research, the existing paper, the existing questions. We'll conclude this as a group, as in the NBIS teachers are asked to suggest their questions too. And we'll be making an informed decision. And what it means is that we'll be asking, we'll share our reasoning for or against each question. And this is the procedure that we'll be going through. And today I'll be only discussing step 1. This is what I'll invite people to do, is to suggest all their questions they think are useful to assess course quality. From that set of questions, I'll blend in the ELIXIR questions. And from that mixed set of questions, I'll ask again our NBIS trainers to give reasons for or against the question. Maybe we don't know that the question is very good or very bad. Here we can inform each other, and these reasons are collected, and then we can vote for or against each questions. And we vote, and this voting is a way to arrive at the questions we as a group think are useful, but these will sometimes overlap. And then in a more fuzzy process we'll filter to get the useful questions out of this. And again, this process will be transparent because all steps will have a data set that will be published online. We'll do this as a group and we'll make an informed decision because we write down our reasons for or against each question. This is only phase 1, and in phase 1 the goal is to collect all the questions we think are useful to ask our students to assess course quality, that we think are good by at least one NBIS trainer. Like good is between quotes because what's a good question? Well, that's what for you to decide. But I will repeat the ELIXIR goals, and you should have those in mind when you design those questions, to make sure that it's possible we arrive at the same set of questions. I will ask all people to fill in this anonymous survey within a month, within a couple of weeks, so there's some time to think about this. I'll show you the ELIXIR goals here. And one is taken from the original paper in 2020, where they showed how they developed their set of questions, and they wrote down the goal. The goal is to assess the quality of ELIXIR training events. And from the short-term form I find another goal, which is that it's really important to us, which is us trainers, in order to continually improve the course and the materials we deliver. So these are two overlapping goals. One is the quality of our training events, and another goal, which is overlapping again, to improve the course and the materials we deliver. Now these are the goals you can read today. And keep those in mind when you submit your favorite questions. So that brings us to the question I'm asking you. Which questions, there can be one, can be multiple, do you think that would achieve this goal? To assess course quality, to help us improve the course and material, but also is worth to ask all ELIXIR or NBIS course participants. And these questions you submit will be anonymous. I will collect all of them and publish your results online, but it's anonymous. It's irrelevant who poses that question. You can submit as many questions you may need. If you think one is enough, then post one. If you think we really need 5, then post 5. And the deadline will be 1 week before the next training steering group meeting. I'll go a bit more details in the question. For example, you have to describe the questions. For example, here I made up 4 questions. I'm not saying these are good. I made up these questions to show how you describe them, because you will have free text to fill in. So for example, this question looks like a yes/no neutral answer. So this suggests you can pick only one of 3, yes, no, or neutral. Whereas here we have a question that has a scale from 1 to 10, which is already a design question, where 1 has the label not and 10 has the label very much. But you can use different scales and you can use different labels. Here we have a question that has free text. This knows it's free text. The student can fill in anything he or she likes. And here we have a question described that has 1, 2, 3 answers, and then between quotes, between round braces, can select multiple, so that insinuates me that there are check boxes that you can tick, or tick boxes, and then I understand what question you think is useful. So these are the invitations. I invite you to consider to submit your favorite questions to assess course quality with the goal to improve course material and the course as a whole here. And I will invite you to become an author of the paper that is currently in draft version here. With that, there are questions I would ask questions normally, but this is a YouTube video. I'm gonna leave it at that. I wish you a very good day. Bye!